have any sort of criminal record, you can't get in.
Really?
Yeah, man. My friend in Australia, he got arrested one night in Australia. He was in the supplement industry, and he was trying for years to go to the Olympia. Couldn't get in because they had one little thing. You can't
Damn.
have.
U.S. Customs is cracking down. INS is they don't play around.
Bro,
Those
did
aren't the
you
good
ready?
ones.
Did you already start recording this shit?
I did.
Yeah, of course it is. This is live.
20 seconds ago.
I'm attuned to that red. I'm attuned to that Red Bull sticker. I
Shane
can
knew
see it.
exactly where to stop naming names, and he's just going to say, my friend, my
Okay.
pal, my compatriot.
So now I'm gonna be more polite.
It's a switch.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Use
No more shit
use
talking,
more proper
Robbie.
language. Use more
Yeah.
proper language.
Yeah,
You know?
customs. They're beautiful people. I love everyone.
Yeah, you guys suck.
Oh my goodness, my friends, welcome back to another installment of the Final Scoop podcast. My name is Robert Schinetsky, the supplement engineer. Joining me, as always, is my international cavalcade of compatriots, Shane Smith, the industry-leading news reporter of the supplement industry, Stack.com.
The only one, number one.
The number one king, undisputed heavyweight champion of the supplement reporting world, Shane
And
Smith.
by the way,
Stack.com.
Don't
You guys
forget.
are starting to sound like Shrita.
By the way, don't forget to subscribe to Stack 3D content. If not, no fat discounts.
I should have corrected the opening of this. Welcome to the Stack 3D podcast, Saturday edition. That's what we're
Hell
gonna do.
yeah.
How was the other one that you did anyway? The Thursday? Thursday you
Uh-huh.
did it?
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
I was about
Shane,
to
hold
say,
on.
you just asked how did it go. I'm thinking, Shane didn't watch. That's all right.
Let's stop.
No,
let's
watch it.
stop messing Robert's introduction.
Oh,
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
it doesn't matter. We're all good.
Lucas,
Hey, Lucas.
who gives a
Lucas.
shit about this guy?
This Polish fat bastard. Who
Yeah.
gives a fuck about the chubby little bastard?
Chubby
Lucas.
little bastard.
Chubby little bastard, troublemaker Rytkowski, Prometeus Intelligence Sports Technology. We are down a man today because Robbie decided to hop on a plane at the most inopportune time from Amsterdam to get back to the States. So safe travels for Robbie, and hopefully he doesn't get detained or conscripted by the KGB yet again. And you guys got any comments, questions, queries, or quips, or smart-ass remarks? Post them up in the comments section. We'll get to anything and everything over the course of our time with you here this afternoon. And as always, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, especially to the Stack 3D podcast. And if you're looking for a big, sweet
Fat,
discount,
fattest from the entire world discounts. Go to
ApollonNutrition.com with the code FINALSCOOP.
yeah.
There we go.
We really want to say we really appreciate Robbie for giving the fat discount, and wait for 100 episodes because we're gonna do like even more fatter discount than ever.
We're going to make it rain like Oprah in this
Oh
bitch.
yeah.
Everybody will get a bottle of overtime. Creamy's in here early. How's it going, Creamy? We're doing well. Did I pull the trigger on the outright bars? So there's a when you well, I guess Shane, when you were living stateside and TJ had those absurd deals for protein bars on his site, and by absurd I mean really good, so less than $1 per bar or that, do you usually jump on those, or do you just say no, I'm not dealing with that because I'll never eat them all?
I mean, I like buy protein bars and just have them sitting around,
Yeah.
but I don't get them to like, I don't know.
Same.
Like I want to go and find a deal and be like, oh, that, because usually that bar sucks.
Oh yeah, that's what. And so the outright bars right now on his site, or he's got a deal on FDN for 48 outright bars for $49.99 plus shipping from
Whoa,
supplementhunt.com.
Do you get to pick the flavors?
It's only gingerbread.
Well, that's fucking horrible, isn't it?
That's what I'm wondering, and I'm thinking
No,
Sandy really likes the outright bars. I'm kind of, they're all right. I
Look,
don't
man,
think they're best.
48 of one thing.
Yeah, I'll
God
eat 'em.
damn.
Oh, I just ordered
Nice.
48. All right, no, I ordered 72 of the almond bliss ones from the one bars because those were gone, either out of stock or expiring soon. But I'll eat an expired protein bar. I don't care.
You know what's
72.
better? You know what's better than this deal? Go
What's
to
that?
My Protein and place an order
Yeah.
Because you can be in a draw for like a 1 million or £1 million or something.
Yeah, my pro's gonna do. My pro didn't have it. It's one of those things that, you know, when brands do contests and they say like, we've got $100,000 in prizes,
Yeah.
and the key word there is in prizes.
Prizes, right?
Yeah.
Because usually, so my protein has £1 million, which is like, I don't know, a lot of US dollars, more than $1 million.
lot.
But it's like it's divided up. So every order during November gets between 30 pence, which is their cents, and like £30. So
Okay.
any order, if you spend £5, you could get £30 back.
Yeah.
You could get 30. It's a pretty good deal. And yeah. So they've got, so in total in November, they're giving away £1 million in account credit. So it's account credit. And 10 of them are £1,000 worth, so $1,300 US. And then there is one cash prize of 50,000 US dollars, British pounds.
I'd be okay with that.
All you gotta do is buy something in November, but the Black Friday sale is kicking off soon, and so if I were gonna wait, I'd wait for that because those guys, like, they do some ridiculous shit.
Speaking of Black Friday, wink wink, I need to plug my deals at Prometeus. If you are like a retailer or like a wholesaler, go to prometeus.nl and grab yourself some sweet ass awesome Black Friday discounts, man. We got loads
All
of
month
stuff.
long.
Yeah, all month basically. You know, we started from like 2 weeks ago already. We are like discounting all kinds of shit from like clothing, protein bars, drinks, protein powders, pre-workout, all kinds of stuff. So go ahead and grab yourself something. Yeah, that's my plug.
There you go. Is there any special code to use for Prometeus, Lucas?
No, just you just need to be our partner, and that's basically it.
Always great everyday low prices. There's
Hell
no
yeah,
need for a
man.
code.
Hell yeah, man.
Time for round 2. Yes, absolutely. Creamy. No, I haven't ordered the outright bars yet. Like Shane said, I'm not even the biggest fan of outright bars.
I don't know,
The
man.
mint cookies and
48.
cream one is good. 48. I mean, they go down like that, and you'll be going like you eat one a day.
That's the problem. If I was gonna eat 48 of one flavor, it
Yeah.
would last me a year, because I would not be convinced to eat them that fast. It's gingerbread as well.
Gingerbread is not that good, right?
I mean, look, this is one of those things that, you know, when something's on a deal and it's like too good to be true,
Yeah,
and then you have to wonder why actually is it on sale.
that's what I figured. Or they're close to
Probably.
expiration or something.
They might be
Yeah,
last.
that's
I'm assuming they're last year's gingerbread cookie batch.
I would assume so. Yeah, they're probably getting a little firm.
No one's doing 48 bars for $48 at, like, you know, oh, they just came out of the oven. This is great. There's a reason.
Freshly
Sweetheart.
baked.
Stacked is my only source for updates from the supplement industry.
Oh,
Industry
look at that.
leading
See?
is an understatement.
Sweeter, you're always using that sweetener just to make
He
sure.
knows how to tickle my balls. He knows what's up.
Yeah, he always knows how to enter the other path of Shane's heart.
There's not a contest on today, but he knows he's getting brownie points early.
He's
We do
stopping
another
up
one.
ahead of the Christmas give. If we do a Christmas giveaway or something, he's building up those brownie points.
Yeah.
nice and
Yeah,
early.
he's already building it up.
Oh, what's going on, Brooke? How are you? Didn't realize you guys had an extra final scoop episode on Thursday. It's all right. Shane didn't either. He didn't show up, so it's fine.
Fuck's sakes, dude. I had shit to do. I already said this to you.
Shane only
Look,
messaged me and said, I can't do 2 episodes per week.
I had
I
done
was
2
like,
episodes.
He's got more important
Too
things
much.
like game-changing, trend-setting news outlets on Stack.com and the Stack 3D podcast, available on iTunes and Google Play.
No,
Yeah.
I was so busy this week, I didn't even do the podcast.
Yeah, he didn't even do the podcast. I was fucking waiting for it. I was doing my cardio. I was like, well, where's this fucking podcast?
Well, keep
He
waiting,
did not-
because
And he
Maybe
did
that'll
not
be next
know
one.
it. I was like, well, bitch didn't do anything. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna listen
I
to
don't
someone.
understand. the industry's meant to have like delays and shit. People are just, it's crazy. Shit's dropping left, right, and center. I don't understand.
It
Yeah,
is.
man.
Paul, when I saw you guys live on Thursday, I thought you wouldn't be here today, but I'm glad you guys are. Yeah, that's something we've been kicking around in the back end on our group chat for a while. Is do we want to bump up to 2 episodes a week? Because I've got some time in my schedule that I can do it. Lukasz mentioned he has. Shane might be a little bit busier. Robbie said he'll make himself available when he can. So we're juggling around a few ideas of, do we want to make it like a targeted kind of thing where we only discuss 1 or 2 topics and we don't veer from that? Or, do we even make it kind of like that research review that we did that one time with Lukasz, where we had the dileucine peptides that we discussed in the research on that.
Yeah.
So there's a different thing. There's going to be more content coming up on the channel. It's just which form does it take? I have no idea. So Simon says, where is the Master of Disaster? Is he in the Netherlands? We don't know where Robbie is. He's
Flying back home.
somewhere to the United States, but apparently he can't log in from the plane, or he just doesn't think we're worth his time. Either or. So this week, do not use the code Final Scoop. Do not buy any Apollon nutrition products because Robbie can't be bothered to be on the podcast. Kidding. If you guys want to choose to support Apollon,
Save your
please do.
money and go buy 48 gingerbread flavored outright bars.
We'll see if that deal is still up. We'll see.
If you let me pick my flavors, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I would definitely. I would go for it if they could. If I was able to pick up the flavors, definitely.
Yeah, man. I would. But
if it's like only one flavor,
Fentaplex.
yeah. Did you saw the review?
No, I can't imagine this is going to be something good.
Well, let's just say that it hits like
I was.
Excelsior.
I messaged Aaron from Beforemax because he launched his fat burner last week.
Yeah, Oxymax.
And my Instagram post got flagged for drugs. But I didn't understand. Because I know that sometimes these things, like, they're based on keywords.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously, you put cocaine up, it's probably going to get... Instagram's probably going to read it straight away and take it out. But I've shared Oxymax a million times before. And it never had a problem.
The almighty algorithm has targeted you.
And I was like, did someone, because I know people can flag it and say inappropriate and give reason.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's very clearly, and I submitted for a review and they put it back up. But I was like, what? It was for drug use apparently. And I'm assuming Oxy was the driving force behind it.
Easily, yeah.
It's
so
before December 21st.
Yeah, there's done 48 days.
You get him. You gotta have more than one a day.
I eat protein bars that are past their expiration date, but maybe
too.
I'm the weird one.
Me too.
Okay, well,
I've had these
That's not a problem for me.
like the longer these like real food peanut butter style ones.
Oh yeah, those are gonna
sit,
get gnarly.
The harder they get.
Yeah.
Bro,
I would think.
I recently bought like 2 boxes of barbells. One was the fudge, and the other one was mint chocolate. And they're all already expired. It's like 1 week or so, but still, they're good. No worries.
Yeah. I did pick these up the other week. I got 2 of the salted caramel and 2 of the white chocolate. The average protein bar, I just looked at it. So my dad is on a super low sodium diet because he's been type 2 diabetic for 20 plus years and has kidney issues and stuff so he's around like 1,500 to 1,800 milligrams of sodium a day. This salted caramel bar has 600 milligrams of sodium in it. And the white chocolate, like most of the normal other protein bars I have here, have like 150 milligrams at most.
Yeah, buddy.
Shit. So I'm not concerned about my sodium intake or anything, but, that's what were we going to say, Shane?
Nothing wrong with a bit of salt.
No, I love salt. I liberally salt my food. Yeah. Okay.
No, I was going to say, I had the Bear Bell's white chocolate, white salty peanut, finally.
Oh.
One of the newest flavors. But that that Rocky Road one.
The newest
looks
one.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. I think they must have done something because when they add those crispy pieces and peanuts, it means you don't have to have as much protein in the core, I think, and that gives them freedom to soften it up. And that's why they have that marshmallow layer there.
Mhm.
I'm interested to see what it tastes like. I've got a few contacts in Sweden, but shipping straight from Sweden is ridiculous.
Bro, it's,
All the way to my country. So
I already talked with my cousin as far as like, if he already saw them in shops, but he said that he didn't. But I asked him already if he's gonna buy them online for me. So he said, yeah, sure, no problem. So I was talking about, the shipping from Sweden to Poland, and I was expecting like a huge fees as far as like shipping, but no, it's not that bad. Plus, it's shipping straight away, so there is
it's like a plane ride. It's not that far.
yeah, there is no custom fees, no issues with that, so that's a good thing.
It's like this far on the map.
Yeah.
New Zealand's like the other side of the world.
Yeah.
Sridhar, I saw TJ's review. Never heard about Fentaplex before that. I just pulled up the supplement facts.
Yeah, bring up the. I'm suspecting it's a DM something.
It's a proprietary blend.
This makes there's no way this shit is in the proper order. You're telling me there's like 3 grams of hordenine in here or something? There's no way.
Nah, bro. He's got 5 grams of agmatine.
Yeah, I mean, 3 grams of agmatine has been studied. That high of a dose has been studied in humans.
You'd have to guess. No, actually, now that you mention it, yeah, it can't be right because hordenine is second. Yeah, no. You're right.
This is horrendous.
It would have to be taurine, beta alanine, agmatine. Actually, I think it might be backwards.
Yeah.
I think it actually might be backwards. That makes more sense.
This whole thing is horrible. I mean, I don't know. Like the 50 milligrams of hordenine, yes. I'm going to say 50 milligrams of hordenine, 500 milligrams of agmatine sulfate, and then 2,500 each of taurine and beta alanine.
Maybe they tried to go with the alphabetic order or something.
I don't know what the fuck they did, man.
No, it's not even alphabetical order. It is in biggest. It is in. The order does appear to be most letters first.
Yes.
So it's got a nice taper that way, but that's probably about the best I see.
The niacin's not in the proper order. The vitamins have to be listed at the very top. I
don't understand why they didn't do comma separated.
You guys didn't saw the review that DJ posted like yesterday.
Not seen it yet.
Yes, so he said that like he wasn't expecting much from it, but after 45 minutes, he said it gave him the best focus that he ever had in his entire life. So basically, he said the energy is fine, but as far as like the focus and the tunnel vision and like it's crazy, it's insane, and it like compared it to the Excelsior. I didn't. It'd
have to be DMHA, right? It'd have to be the DMHA. I mean, I don't see anything other than that in this. That's the only thing I see.
Or it's got some extra stuff floating around in there.
Yeah,
just
man.
maybe. Just maybe.
Just like a little bit salt bay, man.
Yeah, there might just be a little extra something.
I mean, looking at the formula, it just looks like the DMHA would be the contributing factor.
Yeah, it would be.
Although, if you're a fan of very few fillers, this is pretty damn good. Look at that.
Yeah.
What's that? 700 on 6.2, 6.3 is only 500 grams of fillers. That's
citric acid, maltodextrin. Yeah, there's very little additives in it. I wonder what did TJ say about the flavoring, Lukasz?
You know him. Fuck the flavor.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know this. If they gave me the best focus in the world, I would be curious.
He mentioned that it has like this weird aftertaste, and so on. But he said that as you guys know him, he doesn't give a shit about about the flavors and so on.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. If someone sent this to me, I probably wouldn't have tried it. Just based purely on the label.
Yeah, I mean, the
I don't know
label
if I
doesn't
would
make
have tried it
sense.
once.
There's no way this is correct for any of the listeners that are seeing this on the live feed. There's no way this proprietary blend is listed in the correct order. Yeah. Okay.
The blend thing. Although, kudos, because typically when there's a odd listing on the label, there's a spelling mistake, and I do not see one. So,
no,
congratulations.
Things are just out of order.
Congratulations to them.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Okay.
Not that that's like a great benchmark.
No. Shane, for brand of the year, do you make your
for
decision
fuck's sakes.
around end of December, January? You said you were ready to announce it today, weren't you, Shane?
Tomorrow. Do it tomorrow.
So the way it's working is we're announcing the nominees for each category, and then announcing the winner the week after, every week starting this week. So we'll do I think first up we announce functional brand of the year nominees, then the winner. Then I think we're doing energy drink brand of the year, then the winner. Brand of the year overall is last.
New Year's Eve or something?
We're doing brand of the decade. And so I don't know if we're doing that last or which way we're going to do it around.
That should be appropriate, probably.
Do consumers have that long of a memory to remember what companies
No.
were in 10 years ago?
But this is the 10th time we've done this. That's why I was like, oh shit. Although, a little known secret, for some reason we skipped a year. I don't know why.
Were you
I
moving
looked
around
back.
during that time or something?
We've done it for 11 years, but I've only done 10.
Maybe you didn't have money for a trophy, that's why.
I never gave out trophies for the first 5.
So
It was irrelevant.
Maybe Ava was born, that's why.
I mean, she ain't 10 years. Yeah, 11 years old. She's so I was I went through and I was like, fuck, we have done 10. Because I wanted to do brand of the decade last year, but, COVID sucked. So I was like, fuck it, let's just do it this year.
Yeah.
And I counted.
Who
I
was
was
the
like,
first brand of the year?
You know what? It's going to surprise you.
Muscle Tech?
No, this is 2010.
Yeah.
2011.
Mm-hmm.
Who at the height was just ripping shit apart at that time?
I wasn't in the supplements at 2010. I have no idea.
Muscle Farm.
Muscle Farm. Oh, damn.
That was when they did the rebrand and they pumped out the new Assault. And it was crazy because at that time, they were one of the first, I remember, that was doing the consistent releases. They only did it for the year, but, they were doing new versions, new supplements. That was when they came out with the Armor V multivitamin. Mm-hmm. They were doing them left and right. It was crazy.
Interesting.
Yeah, when I look back, I was like, to be fair, at the time, you have to remember this was before Gym. This was before Cage. This was before...
Oh, no, I mean, you're going to have Optimum, BSN, Muscle Tech.
Yeah.
That's why I guess Muscle Tech. You'd have probably Gaspari.
Gaspari was around. USP was there.
Yeah,
Nutrix.
EAS.
But very few did what we always looked for, and that was keep things exciting throughout the year.
Yeah.
And Muscle Farm was one of the first that really did it.
Yeah.
At least when we were around.
I remember when I was starting working at Prometeus back that time, and we were doing the FIBO and so on. So probably from the get go, I remember only one time I was working at the Muscle Tech booth. That was probably my first time, and all other years I was at the Muscle Farm booth.
Yeah,
so even
I remember.
Even when we had C.T. Fletcher and Overeem and who else was there? So many stars, and I remember the booth was booming. And when we had for the first time, the green edition of the packages and so on, bro, we had to 5 pallets of the protein. Mm-hmm. It went like this in one day. We had to call the warehouse to send us even more pallets because people were buying so much of them. and the tops and the tops. And I remember one year, and I stopped my rant when we had the packages with Arnold, Arnold edition, Arnold series.
Yeah, the Arnold series.
Bro, people didn't even care what's in the top.
Those formulas were so shitty. They were so shitty.
They only wanted to buy, the top. And some people were like asking us, "Do you have the empty top?" Even because they want to buy it. Seriously, it was pure madness.
Those formulas were horrendous, and the mass gainer was spiked. We came to find out later.
Yeah. Crazy times.
Yeah.
Good old times.
Lucas, did you used to work for Muscle Farm, or was this through Prometeus that you worked?
No, all through Prometeus. Yeah.
Okay.
It was our partner, and basically every sales manager has his own like booth where he's located in. So if like accounts or clients are like looking for you, they can always be routed to each booth where it's like where you or like colleague is, So
yeah, okay, very good. Zandandito, I drink so much water because I'm active that I've got to add quite a bit of salt to my diet, either sea or pink salt. Yeah, I'm good with any kind of salt: iodized salt, pink salt, Himalayan sea salt, all that good stuff. Or no, it's pink Himalayan salt, not Himalayan sea salt. Sea salt good. Everything is fine with me. Kosher salt, that works well. Do y'all have a preferred salt? I know Shane's going to say no. But
garlic salt.
Garlic salt, okay.
Garlic salt is a good one, but not before workout. That's for sure.
I don't have salt before a workout. I just have it on my food.
Yeah. Do you put garlic salt on your eggs?
If I have it with my chicken, yeah.
What about cinnamon? Do you use cinnamon on your eggs?
No.
What about you, Robert?
Who the hell puts cinnamon on their eggs? That's gross.
Polish people.
Apparently.
You don't know the magic.
Dude, that's gross. I will put cinnamon on appropriate things that call for cinnamon. So I will put it in. Actually, I put it in chili before when I make a big batch of chili for us. I'll put it in there. I'll put it in oatmeal. My giant yogurt concoction bowl that I make every night before I go to bed.
What about chicken?
If I'm doing some kind of like Moroccan or Middle Eastern dish, I'll put some cinnamon in there.
Shane, trust me, it's fucking delicious. It's so good.
I know what cinnamon tastes like, and I know what chicken tastes like, and I don't want to mix
No, but combine cinnamon with salt and put it on chicken. It's great.
No. I know what cinnamon tastes like. I understand. It's not going to like magically make cinnamon taste amazing to me. No, I know that what cinnamon tastes like. I know what I'm getting, right? I don't think combining it with anything is going to make me any more interested.
Do you ever sprinkle it on your coffee, Lucas?
Yeah.
A little dash.
Yeah.
Have you tried the cinnamon challenge where you just dump a teaspoon of cinnamon into your mouth and try to swallow it and see if that works?
Many times. I have no issues with swallowing like a big scoop of cinnamon.
Yeah.
No problem.
Okay. Speaking, all right, this is not entirely related, but Polish. We're going to go Polish for a second. So we were at a friend's house last night they grilled some burgers, and I brought over a few different bourbons for us to try because they're into Scotch and Irish whiskeys and all of that stuff. And I brought over a few bourbons, and we're sitting around talking, and they had just come back from a trip to Europe, and they went to Poland at one point, and they were staying in Krakow.
Mm-hmm.
Where is that in relation to where you are?
Oh, it's South Poland. It's where Shane was when he visited Poland.
So is that like an hour south of you? 2 hours? 6 hours?
Yeah, it's by train. It's like hold on.
I think it's
like
4.
No. It's longer than that. It's like I would say 6 hours by train.
Yeah. Okay. And then, so that's where they were staying, and they said, man, it's really cheap there. Your money goes a really long way, but everything's beautiful. They had a really good time when they were there. And then they said, man, we tried this vodka, and it was so good. They said, this is bison grass vodka. And I said, Zubroka. And they said, how the hell do you know that? And I said, I got the hookup. I've got us. So next time we're going to get together with them again in a couple of weeks because we're going to watch their house for them when they go out of town for Christmas. And so they live right around the block from us. But yeah, so I'm going to go share some of that cherry Zubroka you sent us and the original one too.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Yeah, so thank you for that, and I know they're gonna appreciate it too. But yeah, the magic of Polish vodka.
No worries. It's like, it's funny, like many people are like visiting, Poland, and they're all like blown away with the architecture and so on. But
Yeah,
most people are like, bro, did you try that vodka?
So is it a big thing around there? Is it a big thing in Poland? The Zubroka?
Zubrovka, yeah, it's probably one of the most traditional like alcohol beverages. So
Cool.
that's why when we are like sending someone something, it's in most cases it's honey or like Zubrovka, yeah.
Okay. And then the Soplika you had sent us before, the almond flavored liqueur.
Yeah.
When my parents were in last weekend, my mom and dad don't drink hardly at all. But my mom she'll have something every now and then. And man, she loved the Soplika, so I gave her the bottle and for her to take that home because she searched all of the liquor stores around her because her and my aunt sometimes will go out after dinner and like sit on the back porch and have something in the afternoons or whatever. Yeah. And no, she loved it. I said, well, here you go. I can always hit up Lukasz to send me more if the occasion arises.
Yeah, I see what I can do for Christmas for you, man.
Yeah, man, they very much appreciated it and enjoyed it. So thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
Your money does go a long way in Poland.
Yeah, man. Well, they don't spend it on roads, so they don't have the upkeep that we do here in the States.
Yeah,
they don't build any.
Bro, you will be surprised. Well, you will be surprised when you look. Bring your ass up here. We are changing rapidly. The only thing that is not changing is this fucking government, which stops us.
He bit off that last part of whatever he was about to say.
What was that?
This.
I think if we go as far as we're planning, we're going to be staying in Krakow again.
There you go. Simon says, any UFC picks, guys? Who you got? I'm not going to be able to watch the fights tonight. We have a function for Sandy's work that we're going to be attending starting at 6.
Is that the distillery?
No, it's not a distillery. It is at the Star Hill Ranch, and they do this every 2 years. It's their annual fundraising gala. So we're not going, but they have this thing where they bring in these professional cowboy auctioneers, and they just auction off prizes. So people will pay however many thousands of dollars. So the big prize that was given away at the last gala was you got to drive a Sherman tank and blow something. You got to blow a car up, and that thing went for like.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, how much would you be willing to spend on it, assuming you had the money? How much would you bid if you were sitting there?
Well, that's a hard thing to say because if you have the money, then
yeah,
it depends how much money I have.
It went for about $50,000. That's what
I'd have to have a lot of money to pay $50,000.
Yeah, exactly. So like we're just going there because all of the teachers are there invited, and then the really rich parents will sponsor the teachers, so they'll buy their dinner ticket there and all of that stuff. So we're going just for the amusement. It's a function there. It's at a little ranch. There'll be dinner and dancing, and then they have these cowboy auctioneers that do the whole fancy thing with the gavel and like the super fast talking auctioneers that y'all have seen before. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So they'll do that. Somebody's got a villa in Italy or a little mini, like a resort on an island that they'll auction off stays at in packages. And so you just sit there and watch these people spend money. And I'm thinking, it might be time for a career change or just start
a fancy ass place.
Yes, the school Sandy teaches at is a very, very nice school.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, man. We're not bidding on any of that. I told Sandy, I said, can I try to bid, a couple thousand? She says, you can, but it's not going to win anything. So
just be like, look, I go here. Does Apollon's coupon code work?
Bro, so soon you will change your title to like Sir Robert, right? So we should call you the Duke. Sir.
Yes, Sir Robert, Duke of I don't know, Duke of Tigers, whatever.
Yeah.
Do you get sirs in America?
No.
I don't think you do. Yeah, that's a
What about
British Kingdom.
Mr., Mrs.?
I mean, I am a Mister. Just
Yeah,
because
I
I'm a
mean
guy,
that's general naming.
Yeah, I know, but do you use these words sometimes?
I feel weird when people say Mr. Robert to me. And I've even going back to when I would teach Taekwondo or something in the kid camps. And I was, 17, 18, 19, when people would come up and say Mr. Robert or something. It's a little 6 or 8 year old. That felt weird. I never
I
liked
always
that.
thought that you replaced the first name with the Mister.
Well, yeah, sometimes you'll do that. So when we were going through school, you would say Mr. And if you were being really formal, you would just say Mr. Gomez was my high school calculus teacher.
Mm-hmm.
But at a certain age, if you're in kindergarten or first grade, they'll usually do just the first name. So my kindergarten teacher's name was Miss Peggy. I wasn't going to say Greasaver for the last
That's
name.
weird. They need to watch Matrix. Mr. Anderson. It's the last name, guys. Okay, it's the last name.
Yeah,
You need to learn early.
And so at the Halflings daycare, they just say, it's Miss Debbie or Miss Kelsey or something like that. It's never their last names there. But it's once you get to a certain age, then you'll start saying that. But even certain areas of the country, they don't do the Mr. and Mrs. thing at all. That's still part of the Southern way of doing things. We're very proper in those regards. But you go up north in Oregon, California and stuff, Sandy grew up never saying Mr. and Mrs. or yes sir, yes ma'am for anything. It was always hi Mark, hi Cindy, how are you doing? And we would talk to my parents' friends as Mr. Tim, Miss Jill, that kind of stuff.
Mm.
So yeah. There's no royalty over here. You'll have some shitbags say Hollywood stars are our royalty, but that died out in the 50s, I think.
Yeah, we got Sir. When you can be knighted. There are other ones as well.
Sir Shane?
So have you been knighted for your service to the supplement industry?
No. You can. There's a thing here where if you're, I can't remember how it works. Where it's you can get the. I'm trying to remember what the fuck it's called. It's it's someone who does something in their community can earn a certain level of that hierarchy. I don't know if it's a sir. I think it might actually be. And then people in the community put their name forward to the government, and then the government puts it on to I don't know, whoever the fuck does this knighting shit. Yeah. And then they get a letter, and the Queen acknowledges their service to their community or whatever. I can't remember how it works, but there are certain levels. We have a Justice of Peace, which is someone in the community who can sign your legal documents for you.
Correct, yeah.
It's probably just a lawyer in your country, but
yeah,
it's just some random dude in a house. It's no one. It's not a lawyer. It's no it's not nothing. It's just he was given the title of Justice of Peace, and so
can you do marriages too? Because the Justice of the Peace here in the States you can go and get married by those.
Maybe. Oh, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. I never asked him if I could get him to do my wedding.
Well, yeah, that's a thing. If you don't want to do a church wedding here, if you're not particularly religious or you just want to kind of go elope or something, you just go and you get married by a Justice of the Peace. I
just thought it was so weird that they're you need Justice of the Peace to sign that. And I was who the fuck's that? I was oh, it's one in every community. I was why can't I get my neighbor? He knows me way better. And they're no, you got to find this dude. I go to his house and I'm this doesn't seem special. He's just this guy.
Yeah.
Random house, all right car. I was okay, I guess so.
Interesting.
I'll let you know when I get knighted.
When you get knighted, okay. Are either of y'all watching the UFC fights tonight?
Sure am. I got money down.
Okay, well, who are your picks then? So Simon can
I got Usman by KO. And I got Gaethje by KO. And then I have Wei Li winning a title back by points, which is my only outrageous one, I think. The most outrageous one.
Yeah.
But did you see the press conference with Colby Covington and Usman?
I have not.
Despite the fact that Covington was he's his usual self. He's very loud. Halfway through, one of the guys goes, we're going to have a first fight's going to be a banger, the second's going to be a banger, and then Usman is going to finish it with a bang, and then Covington comes in and he says, the only bang that's happening is Jack Owok's banging at each other. Because he does videos with. I think he must be an ambassador athlete because he does videos with Jack.
Probably.
And Usman's sponsored by ProSups.
Oh, yeah.
No. He said, "Fuck bang, ProSups." Shout out to ProSups.
Holy shit.
Speaking of ProSup, they're
that's
doing
funny.
some cool release soon.
Yeah.
I
Finally
just
getting
pulled
back
that up.
into energy drink.
That's pretty cool. I wasn't expecting that from them. So when I saw, I woke up basically to this news report from Shane.
It's exciting. I'm not surprised that it's exciting though.
I'm honestly surprised with the look of the can.
Yeah, I don't
Me
get the
too.
design of the can. It doesn't scream.
I wasn't expecting that kind of a look.
That's their old. That's the guy that used to dress up as Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde
Okay,
at their expos.
that makes sense then.
It was a little bit different. He had like spikes and shit coming out. I thought he was also bald.
He was bald. Yeah.
Yeah, but he had that kind of jacket and that mask.
Okay.
And I was a bit surprised. I would have thought maybe switch the character up for each flavor, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But because it looks cool now, but I feel like it might get a bit repetitive when you get to like 20 flavors or something. I don't know.
It could. Yeah.
Formula
They're
looks
changing
pretty
it,
good.
so it's not 350 caffeine anymore. We've got
300.
300 mgs of caffeine, 500 milligrams of citrulline. I don't know if that's going to do a whole lot.
But yeah,
But
I mean, it's an energy drink.
Yeah, 150 of alpha GPC. That's decent.
I think the theanine was 100 or 125. I couldn't read it overly well,
Okay.
but it is transparently dosed.
250 of carnitine. Is it tartrate or alcar?
It just said carnitine.
Okay, so
I
it's
think
the
actually,
Almond.
I'm pretty sure it said carnitine.
Alcar.
I think it said carnitine base.
Yeah, so that's Carnipure L-carnitine. Yeah, that's just regular L-carnitine. Theanine and acetyl L-tyrosine because it's more water soluble than regular L-tyrosine, and Himalayan rock salt.
Yeah.
Atomic orange, gamma grape.
The other flavors are a melon and a blue ras, but I don't know like the official names. I just know of the colors in one word. There was blue ras and melon.
I'll try the atomic orange. Grape, I never gravitate towards grape, even if it's done right. I never crave a grape energy drink.
I fucking love grapes.
I love grape.
Well,
Grape
grape is
flavored
done
things
well.
or grapefruits?
Yeah, I love grape. It's especially the white grape, because there's few different kinds of grape, like white grape and the red grape. And personally, I'm a huge fan of white grape.
Do you like green grapes?
Well, it's similar taste, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could say yeah, they're both delicious.
I mean, I don't like grapes, the fruit. I won't eat them.
Mm-hmm.
I sent
they're pretty
you guys a picture of me and Mr. Hyde, so you can check it out. I found it on my phone.
There we go. Can I show this picture?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, no worries.
All right.
Yeah, that was some.
So
Same
That's-
guy. He just
that's
There we
the original. That's the original Mr. Hyde.
he just
There
see
we
this
go.
is like a while ago. So he's grown hair since then. That's
Yeah.
all. That's the difference.
Yeah, probably.
The special sauce has grown his hair up.
Yeah, it was at the Body Power.
I was gonna say that's not FIBO.
Yeah, Body Power, man.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind trying that one. Looks good.
Yeah, I would be. I was gonna say, when is the release date?
Fucked if I know.
You're the industry-leading source of news information.
Yeah, so if I know, I'll tell you.
It's somewhere, but it's somewhere around this year, right? At the end of this year, they're probably gonna release.
I would think so, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's next year. I mean, it's ProSubs. This is not a small company. This is
Right.
Yeah, I know, but things changed at ProSubs since I remember. Oh, plus, with I remember when it was like this boom as far as like them collaborating with DJ Khaled, which was like massive thing, but it like ended up so fast. I wasn't even able to like catch up with
That
all
was
the hype and so on.
I remember they told me, they said, oh, hey, look, we're doing a flavor with DJ Khaled. And I was like, who the fuck is DJ Khaled? I
I
didn't
still
know
don't
who he
know who
was.
that is. I've heard the
And
name. I
then-
still don't know what he does.
It was at the time when he made the comment about his woman. And, well, yeah, if look it up.
Still have no
He
idea.
made comments about going down on his woman or something. And when it was shared,
Going down
all
where?
these-
Where was he? What? I'm confused.
and then fucking, like I said, you look it up. I know what you're doing. And all the comments were talking about it. And I'm like, for starters, I don't know who this guy is that much. And secondly,
Yeah.
what the fuck are they talking about? And I Googled it. And I was like, this is a poor time to be teaming up with DJ Khaled.
Yeah.
And it was, he had literally just said it. But they had told me about it like a month prior. And they were waiting for him to share it. And they just said, we don't have an exact date. When he shares it, we'll let you know. And I was checking his Instagram every day for like 4 weeks. And all I heard was fucking, and another one. And that's what the stories were. The stories were just that. And I was like, oh my God, dude. So by the time the month rolled around and they launched it, I had a pretty good idea on what he was all about. Family man. Not a going down man. But
Another one.
Oh my goodness. All right.
that was funny.
Jiffy. A teacher told my little brother if he works out too hard, his fat cells will harden. My brain cells started committing suicide.
My brain would suicide.
I am not working out hard enough. I need to harden that fat, guys.
What the hell is wrong with your little brother's teacher?
Bro.
What subjects does this teacher teach? I hope it's
How
not
old
any
is she, though?
I hope
Now
it's
I
not
know.
science at all.
Sorry, not how
No,
old is
I
she?
know.
How old is he?
Now I know why the US,
So fat and unhealthy.
is so bad as far as like teaching and
Yeah.
and all kinds of stuff.
You guys aren't fat. You're just hard.
You're like
really
huskies.
hard.
You're like huskies.
It's history, and he's 13.
Oh, so he's 13. I was gonna say because I'm like that sounds like something that like if a 5-year-old says, "Should I get big muscles?" and they're like, "Oh, you don't want to work out too hard." And, like it sounds like a fairy tale you'd make up some bullshit.
Yeah.
But if he's 13, bitch, what are you doing? What are you doing?
This teacher probably like end up in like 19s or something, 19 era or I don't know.
Good grief, man.
If you
What-
work out
what-
too
what's-
hard,
what's-
your fat will
What
harden.
history has to do with biology?
I don't know.
He's
This-
trying to
this-
make his fat a thing of the past. Boom.
Apparently so. Wow, that's really disappointing. Is the teacher old? Is this a public school or is this a private school? You don't have to give me the exact thing.
Teacher is probably a fat bastard. That's why.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Good grief, man. I mean, I
You
know
don't want
that
to work out. It just hardens what you've already got.
it's just hard.
Don't waste your time.
Good grief.
Well, that's like when I was swimming and like all these other clubs were going to the gym, and they were like, and now it's very common in like Olympic sports where they have gym and weights combined with their sport.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, my club was very old fashioned, and they said, don't go to the gym and change your body type. And at the time, we were like, okay, I don't know what that means, but okay. And later they were like, explain it a little more. They and they would say like, don't put on too much muscle, because then you're gonna lose your technique to swim. And I was like, later I was like, that sounds like the dumbest fucking thing in the world. Because for starters, there's obviously a balance, right? You'd have to, if you did too much chest,
Yeah.
yes, it wouldn't help your swimming, but you would gain enough strength and balance it out to be able to still move and mobility and stuff like that. But at the time when we were there, because I left the club eventually, but it was just the weirdest thing where it's like you don't want to change your body shape, but you want to get stronger. So, well, this sounds like a very difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
And I was like, how about we just change our body shape as much as we can? And we'll see what sticks. We'll see how mobile we are at the end.
Yeah. Do you ever have any shoulder issues with all the swimming, Shane? Rotator cuff or shoulder impingement or anything like that?
I wasn't a freestyler. So like I know the freestylers, backstrokers, the guys who did the rotating arm stuff like butterfly.
Yeah.
I was a breaststroker. It's a
Yeah, even
breaststroke.
like even going in and out like that, like none of that ever
Nah.
like tweaked in.
I mean, you have to remember like a breaststroker might do 6 strokes a lap, maybe.
Mhm.
25 meters, you just move your arms 6 times. A freestyler will do about 15. So when you calculate, and breaststroke is slower, so like if you calculate it up, they're doing twice as much as you
Yeah.
in terms of arm rotation. And yeah, breaststroke it doesn't take much strength in your arms. It's mostly the legs, but it's I know many people that had shoulder problems.
Okay.
The one thing I think we got was the knee problems from breaststroke, because obviously the whip with your leg going out was
Yeah.
one of the big ones, but no shoulder.
I wonder why those different forms or styles are still used
Yeah, man.
in competitive stuff. It's strange how it just
I said this to my wife. I was like, it's still very weird. And of all the ways we could move in the water,
yeah.
these are the 4. Like freestyle, I kind of get. Backstroke's
Yeah.
just freestyle backwards. And
Right.
those two seem very. And they're like, but who the fuck was like
Doing the
frogs.
butterfly, going in up, doing this number and everything.
I like how frogs swim. Let's do that. It's weird, but then butterfly is like the hardest fucking thing in the world, and they're like, yeah, let's just try and be dolphins and leap out of the water every stroke. It's ridiculous.
That's
Shane, I want to ask you: is Nikki still swimming? Like, if
Oh, she stopped much earlier than I did.
no,
I
okay.
stopped at like 25 or something, and then
Yeah,
she
I was always wondering because you mentioned like that you met Nikki. You were like
Yeah, we went to the same
Yeah.
same club in the beginning.
school, right? Or I don't know, club. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she departed much quicker than you.
The thing is with most sports, I don't know if it's like in the US, like I imagine it might be, but like when you start really young at a sport that takes up a lot of time,
Mhm.
it like makes you feel like you don't have that much free time, I guess. Like grass is greener. And that was always a common thing. They were like, we don't have a social life because we train twice a day. I was like, I don't fucking care. I don't like people anyway. So I just kept swimming. But a lot of people would leave at the age of 13 to 16 because they were like, I want to go out and do things. I want to do this. And they just didn't like the strictness. Same with gymnasts. Gymnasts train like fucking crazy.
yeah, they do.
Swimmers train twice a day, sometimes 3. But she stopped, I think it's like 16. So right at that like teenage kind of. I stopped at 25.
Were you still competing at that age? Like, do they have amateur competitions for that at that age?
No, yeah, I was still racing at the nationals, the open level.
Oh, cool. I had no
I mean,
idea.
it's
That's-
my distance just got shorter.
Yeah.
I could always do like the 4-lap races, but eventually it just became the 1 and 2.
That's that.
As
that
much as
cardio
they didn't,
kick.
as much as my original coach, I was like, that's silly. I was like, damn, this muscle takes a toll on endurance. I tell you that.
You just mentioned you don't really give a fuck about people. Do you know your neighbors all that well where y'all live? And this is for you too, Lucas. Do you associate with your neighbors very often? Do you know them? Do y'all ever do anything together? Or is it kind of I'm just stay in my house and go to the grocery store and come back out and do that, and you couldn't be bothered more to spend any time with them?
Honestly, I'm pretty good as far as my neighbors due to the fact that my street is really short.
Mm-hmm.
So we live in small houses that are really close together, and it's basically like small neighborhood which is like covered like with forest,
Mm-hmm.
and part of the neighborhood that I live is basically like outside of the main neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
So we have this small community, like everyone knows each other. And the best part of it is because basically like every day. The courier companies are coming with the packages for me.
Yeah.
So if I'm not at home, they can always leave it in my neighbor's house.
I got you.
And they're all always happy, just to like pick it up. But honestly, the people that are lives here are like, much older than me, so they're always all good folks. So I have no issues with them. So yeah.
Okay. Shane?
Like when we bought the house, we got like the person left a piece of paper outlining what each house was, like who lived there. Like, these people are great. You should go see them. And my wife was like, she came back like 2 days later, 3 days later, and she was like, where's that piece of paper? I wanted to go. I think his name was Chris. I wanted to go talk to him, and I was like, I ripped it up. And she was like,
Okay, so we got your answer on everything.
and she was like, why? And I was like, I'm not gonna fucking talk to them. And she's like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, look, man, I bought this house for me. I didn't buy it for anybody else. I just wanted to be me. And like slowly over time, though, she like made baking and then gave it to everyone around us and got to know them, and they are quite nice. I mean, I'm just not really like, I don't really care kind of thing, but they are now that I know some of them. It's nice, but I mean, I just if I don't interact with someone, I don't feel like alone. I'm just like, sweet, more
Fine
time.
on your own. No,
Yeah, man.
the reason I asked
Lone
this
wolf.
is, yeah, we were walking around the neighborhood doing trick-or-treating last weekend for Halloween. And on 2 different occasions, we stopped by a house. And so, like, we know the people directly next door to us through that window there and on the backside. And I helped that neighbor behind us repair our fence over the summer. So we've kind of gotten to know them a little bit. This will be, the end of this year will be the 3rd year that we've been in the house. But we mostly just associate with like ourselves. We don't really, if the neighbors are outside, we'll talk to them or something like that. When we were outside trick-or-treating, we ended up shooting the shit with some other new people we had never met before, and they said, did you guys just move in? We said, no, we've been here 3 years. And they said, oh, we've been in here since the subdivision was built 15 years ago. And I thought, what does that mean? I don't know where to, I don't like, are we hermits? Are you the hermits? I don't really understand like what's going on. Because usually
You look at you're reading too much into it.
probably
Just keep
so.
walking.
Yeah, that's what just although something, and I mentioned this the other day, is this is the first time when we were trick-or-treating, people would walk in and say, hey, do you want to come inside for a beer? Like, do you want to get some bourbon, some whiskey, or some wine or something? Like, they were just willing. I don't even remember that from when I was a kid and we would go trick-or-treating. I said, no, I'm good at the moment. But yeah, it was interesting. At least 5 different times that happened when they were willing.
Someone asked me that, I just keep walking and say no.
Yeah, that was
I
the
wouldn't think
first.
anything of it.
No, I didn't either. That was that. I mean, they always have treats and stuff for the kids, but somebody saying, "Hey, do you want a beer?" And if I was in the mood for one, I would have taken one. I wasn't. So yeah.
Just not really a people person kind of thing.
Yeah. Pete. Oh no, Robbie quit. No, we fired his ass. We fired him. Or did his ranch because I was what? Well, the KGB might have caught up with him. Pete's working, so stop it. So just stop.
I was trying to read that. I was like,
Yeah.
the third person kind of thing.
He's gone 3rd person now. Catch the full replay during the week. Have a great weekend, gentlemen. Thanks for popping in, Pete. Get back to doing the work, man. What was I gonna say? This is what I was gonna pull up next for let's do a product review recap. One of the newer ones that just came on. USN has entered the heavily competitive gaming market.
Sure have. I like the package. I mean, I know it's a play on G Fuel. They did the same
Yeah.
with their shaker and tub. But
The formula is decent. It's not terrible.
I mean, when it comes to gaming,
yeah, you can get by. Like Gerhard and I have talked about this before. You can get by with murder.
to be honest, like
basically,
gamers had just energy drinks and they were happy with that. So
Right.
realistically, all you got to do is beat an energy drink and you have a solid gaming supplement. And I've
Yeah.
taken some of this stuff to game. You don't want to be overthinking. Like, you don't want to have that intense cognitive response that you get with these full nootropics. You want something that's more like just keeping you
Mellow.
kind of alert.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't want to be jittery, and you don't want to be thinking too much. You just want to be like a good morning coffee, but
Yeah.
just consistent for a few hours.
Yeah, like you wouldn't you wouldn't get like a ramp up with a bunch of new pepper, like fully loaded nootropic or anything.
Yeah.
Just maybe some tyrosine, maybe some caffeine, some Alcar or something like that. Just a little bit, not like a fully stacked kind of nootropic is what you're getting at.
Yeah, it's things like this. Like G Fuel, I still use.
Yeah.
Works fucking great for me.
Well, yeah, well they've opened the label up now. The profile isn't. I mean, it's not going to stand up to the superbly dosed
Yeah.
nootropics out there. But for what its purpose is, it gets the job done just fine, and that's all you need sometimes.
I mean, if anyone's killing it, those guys are fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think this brand is like, has a big different course, and they are like they appeal more to people that they are like into gaming and not like into strictly supplements, and improving their performances and so on. They're more like it's like doing some fun stuff while making supplements.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, a gram of taurine and a gram of tyrosine each, that's fine for a gaming supplement. 250 of citicoline, that's a good dose, and it's not a cheap ingredient at all. 150 of bacopa, I would like to see closer to 300.
Yeah.
But I know some people get a very calming effect from bacopa by itself, like it kind of zaps them down too much. 100 caffeine, yeah, that works. 100 of theanine. If we're only going to have 100 caffeine, I don't see the need for theanine in there, especially if you got bacopa already. And rhodiola. Rhodiola can kind of go both ways. It'll have a calming effect. It'll have a stimulating effect. Phosphatidylserine, that dosage is very low. And again, it's another calming ingredient.
No point of adding it, especially in this dose.
Yeah.
Save your money.
Yeah. I like the lutein and the zeaxanthine inclusion. That's always good. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. I mean, like I said, gaming supplements, they're more sold on the marketing.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's like you can't really say to someone, don't you want a full dose of tyrosine? The gamer's like, look, dude, I don't give a shit. Look, I mean, I'm pretty sure most gamers, like some of them will probably be on that side of like, I look for this, this, and this, and I understand that, but I don't think it's anywhere near as big of a percentage of the market as it is like sports supplements that are like, I need this, I need this. G Fuel is a prime example. That thing is arguably the C4 of the gaming category.
Oh, yeah. Well, I even see the cans of G Fuel now at the grocery store. I didn't realize they were that big, man.
Yeah. But I would say G Fuel has a bigger share than C4 has a pre-workout, so that should give you a fucking pretty good idea on how big they are.
Absolutely.
They pump shit out like...
it seems like they got a new flavor every week coming out.
Dude, it's been like 2 or 3 a week for the last month. I don't understand.
I'd be curious to see like their business relations department, or as far as like them brokering all the different collaborations that they've done. It could just because that guy's got to be busy almost nonstop.
I suspect it's like I think that they must do like maybe a deal with they have a licensing broker or something. Maybe it's some guy, a middleman, who connects them because a lot of their flavors, like their collabs, are with like an umbrella company sort of thing. So I noticed that when they teamed up with Free Guy, and then they teamed up with Venom, it was just the movies were distributed by the same company.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
I'm pretty sure that was the one. Or maybe it was... And then they've got the Spider-Man one.
Yeah, it's all
so
Sony.
It's kind of like there's a loose connection. But then they did the What's Wrong with Ron, the animated one. They teamed up with like a family animated film for a flavor of their hydration product. I was like, how do you even get into this situation? Like, and they launch with the movies. And then you've got their Sonic the Hedgehog, Crash Bandicoot, Resident Evil.
Mortal
Code
Kombat
Vein,
they did.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
They just seem to trickle over. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And
I'm
it's
curious
just one after
if
the other.
their
That's what I
Mortal
was-
Kombat collaboration is with the studio since they just released that, or is it with the gaming company?
I think it was. I thought it was with a game
I think it
Probably,
was
yeah.
strictly with game. Yeah, it wasn't with the
because it was the costumes they were wearing were not of the movie kind. They were the classic blue and yellow. Yeah, they've done some crazy shit. And like I said, I know Ghost did the Space Jam thing, and like I think that's one of the coolest things, or even like one of the toughest responsibilities where you have to create the flavor.
Yeah.
I feel like G Fuels was a little bit trickier, like when they partnered with Crash Bandicoot for a flavor based on Wampa fruit, which is from the game. Like that's a responsibility. You have to, like, Crash Bandicoot's been around for 30 years or something.
95
30
when
years.
PlayStation first came out. Yeah, I had that
Yeah.
game. I love that game,
And
the original one.
you now have to tell people what Wampa fruit tastes like
Yeah.
in a drink. That's not it. That's a pretty big deal, and they've done it with Sonic the Hedgehog. They did it with the rings. They've done several. They did a Twitch flavor. So it's
Twitch for like the actual the streaming
The
platform
streaming.
Twitch.
yeah,
Fascinating.
and they just pair these flavors. Same with Resident Evil. They're on the same. But I think it was based on the chemical or something mutation from the game. What was it, Demon Punch? I think it was Demon Punch. And then they did a Demon Punch, and then they did a spicy demon.
You know,
They crazy.
but that's the thing. You know, I think that the G Fuel, they stand on their own in the gaming category, in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
People may say, okay, that the formula suck and so on, but to me, they're leading the way as far as like collabs and like doing some crazy ass stuff. So
you
Yeah.
can say shit like that. They just be like, my money speaks differently.
yeah, we
Yeah.
don't give a fuck. Yeah, that's of course,
Yeah.
man.
I mean, sometimes that's all you need. Like in the afternoon, I know I've mentioned this before, and Shane mentioned it too. It's like you just take it and you feel fine. It's the same way I kind of look at like regular C4. It's 100 to 150 mgs of caffeine. It's got a little huperzine. It's got some other little dashes of nootropics and stuff like that. But if I take a scoop in the early afternoon, since like we're going to be out till 10 o'clock tonight, I might have half a scoop of G Fuel or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah,
After we get off of this podcast. And I mean, it keeps me going. I've never had a crash on it. It always hits the same, and it works. It's not fancy, but it doesn't need to be. It does exactly what it does.
it's a perfect replacement for like energy drink, basically.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
But you
if
got-
I'm not in the mood for
but
coffee
you
or
got
something.
Yeah, but you got some extras in it. That's why it makes it so good. Plus, with this whole fancy collaborations and so on, it's appealing, So I
Yeah.
totally understand why so many people are like grabbing it from the shelf. So yeah,
Yeah,
I think
Well,
if anything, they might do like a C4 thing, like a G Fuel Platinum or G Fuel Black.
yeah,
Because you've got all these cool gaming ingredients now, like New Level, and they have all these gaming studies. I feel like if they were to add that into the formula, it might seem a little bit off. But if they did like a G Fuel Ultimate, and
Yeah.
then just like driven by that seems more fitting for them. And then
Yeah.
just, I don't know, make it like $50, $60 or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
That would be
Because it
cool.
would just, because don't change what's not broke. And it's not even that it's not broke. That shit's probably increasing in popularity each day. So
Agreed. Yeah.
you definitely shouldn't change it. What they're
Right.
doing is dynamite.
Well, yeah, and I think that's something sometimes we maybe get a little tunnel vision with, like when we're going over products and stuff. We always want to see things fully dosed, and we want to see like the complete packages. And but there's something we got to remember, just in general, like any pundit of the supplement industry, is that not everybody always wants the fully blown thing, or not always needs it. Does it mean it's not working for them? No. I mean, is it going to deliver as many benefits as a fully loaded product would? Likely not either. But if it's something they can regularly take and it helps them show up and perform better and doing it, who's getting really hurt at the end of the day, I guess.
I think there's like a balance too, like, because I know Robert's very like max dose thing, right?
Yeah.
But if you had like, I don't know, like a hooligan, and you had the exact same formula, but the citrulline was like 2 grams less,
Yeah.
I don't think that it would probably take a very keen eye to try both and be like, the citrulline's lighter in that one.
Yeah.
Like some of these, and then you get these products that can kind of blend just shy of these big dosages and get like a really, really good synergistic thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think Hypermax is one of the good examples of they've always done a good job at just sort of, same with Inspire Devastate, they've done a good job of not like popping on the label, but then you take it and you're like, holy shit. Like,
right.
It seems better than the label.
Sorry, Shane, for interrupting you, but you guys remember our discussion where we talked about well-rounded, pre-workout and so on. Yeah, and it's basically.
Why you're kicking Robert when he's down? He's not here.
It's basically something like that. Like you can say, for example, when we talked about rice pre-workout and one less. Which one was it? It was also like launched this past or this month. I'm blurring right now.
The Chris Bumstead pre-workout?
No.
The raw one?
It was a loaded one.
Not pre-caged elite.
Caged?
Pre-caged elite?
Yeah, the elite. The elite. So yeah, and I was like, yeah, these pre-workouts are also well-rounded. They are like touching basics like basically, we've got energy pump, you've got the focus, you've got all different guys, and some of them are not like super heavily, loaded to the max as far as the ingredient profile, but still, they can kick ass like big time, so.
Yeah,
I think it's, but to Robert's point, like, again, if you gave me a pre-workout and it had, I don't know, instead of 8 grams citrulline, it had 6. Instead of 3.2 beta-alanine, it had 3. Instead of 2.5 of betaine, it had 2. Like, all these things that you look for at the big dosage. If you could sell me something for $10 cheaper, and, like, it's got a good reputation, and it, like, that's why I think Hypermax has done so well, because, again, their labels don't, like, their formulas aren't that 12 grams of citrulline, they aren't that eye-popping shit, but taking it, you would think, just because everything works so well together.
Yeah.
So I think it's gaming sort of an exaggeration of that. Like, I go into the gaming category thinking, look, I don't really give a shit what you put in this. Like, it's got to get my attention, and then if the formula just has to lift you up, that's really it.
Yeah, man.
That pre-cage elite looks pretty fucking solid.
It does, yeah. That's something we mentioned on Thursday, is that we dumped on Caged Muscle a lot this year for some of their stuff that they released, but this is what we kind of hope and expect from when they drop a new product. This is the kind of stuff we expect.
I would have rather them go like pre-cage elite than pre-cage sport, not pre-cage sport, because you have that thing like, why would you do a weaker, like a simpler formula, more cost-effective formula? Usually you'd want them to do the big one, and then if they did pre-cage sport, they were like, well, at least you got the beast.
Yeah.
Pre-cage elite.
Honestly, I like what they did. I like that they released at first the sport version, and then they come up with the elite. So they like it looks like okay, we're gonna at first send you guys with some like I would say mainstream. Yeah. I don't like this term, but still, let's use it like that, So let's give you like a more simple formula, and then here's the beast, So
maybe they're buying the brand of the year, Shane. They want to end on a bang. So if they would have released Pre-Caged Elite back in July, and then they ended the year with Pre-Caged Sport, you think, well, this is a shitty way to end the year.
Point.
But by going the other way, they're thinking, look, we're going out on top.
That's a good point.
They're fighting
pre-workout of the year.
Yeah, they're fighting for pre-workout of the year. But that was already awarded, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that's the funniest thing, you know.
He can't defend himself, guys.
Remember, guys, like it was like 1 month or so when some site decided to like said that Performax is the best pre-workout of the year, while after its release, there's like so many other products being released. So it's
I think it was from my understanding, it was a misunderstanding. I believe they were saying it was.
I think
not
so.
implying that it was the winner. It was
their favorite to that
so
point.
Far.
Yeah, their favorite to that point.
But I also think like,
Shane, they're nice people, even though I tried to
Too much
avoid it.
Shane, too much wrestling, I think.
Gerhard usually would. Gerhard, you want the link
Rain,
to come drop on and talk with us?
It's
peeping in the background.
Yeah, I feel like it was a misunderstanding from what I. But I think
Misunderstand my ass.
Robert also doesn't like the idea of like say something that's the best.
Yeah, he's not for that.
I'm all about it. I'm like, this is the best pub pre-workout. This is the best pre-workout. I'm happy to say that, but I guess I think when he was explaining it, I think he gets it from the sense that when you say it's the best, you're saying to everyone, this is what you should have.
Yeah.
Whereas I've always seen it as if I say something's the best,
for me,
I assume that you realize that it's coming from, like when the Oscars say best movie, they're not necessarily saying it's the best movie in Korea, Japan, fucking, I don't know, Middle East. They're just saying it's what they think is the best movie. But they're not saying they're just saying it's the best movie. That's what I always say when I say best pre-workout. I just assume you understand because it's coming from my mouth. Yeah.
Perfect, Brooke. Perfect. Brooke's neighbors are geriatric. They could die. Be nice to your neighbors, Brooke. Just don't depend on Shane to be nice to them.
No, you misunderstand me. It's not that I'm mean.
No,
it's not like if they come over, I say fuck off. I'm like, they come over and say, hey, how's it going? I'm one of those people that if I am walking in the street and I see someone that I know, and it's too late for me to kind of not see them, and they'll like, and I've done this many times where they say, oh, hey, Shane, and they do the body turn. You know, when you commit so much that the body's on an angle where they've stopped, you get the idea that they're going to stop. They've turned into you to like talk facing. I just keep walking.
That's horrible.
I'll be like, hey, and then I see them turning, and I just be like, nope, I don't have time for this today.
Bye-bye.
And then like, the key is you don't look back, because sometimes I've looked back and been like, did they? And then they're still standing there, kind of like with that angle, and I'm like, oh, dude, come on. I don't know you that well, do I? I've done that so many times, and I'm like, I just assume that they understand. I was busy. I didn't want to talk to them. It's not that I don't like them. I didn't say that. I just didn't want to talk to them. So if I do stop and talk to you, you should be very happy, because I don't do it often.
Feel privileged.
Yeah.
Shane,
you know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yes.
When
just
I turn.
Your stories and your mannerisms of things, and the way you convey them, your tone, it makes me happy. It just.
When you say hello to someone, you watch them, they do a turn. It's that commitment. When they do that turn, you're like, I like guys that just walk straight and they say, hey, and they don't even look and wait for your response. They just turn back and you're like, yeah, hey, that's my man. That's what I'm in.
The elderly neighbors are great. They're the best crime deterrent, and you don't have to invest in long-lasting friendships. I would expect Shane to say something like that.
Yeah,
that's brutal. That's brutal.
Brooke is savage. All right, an actual supplement question. We do answer supplement questions on this for anybody else that just happens to be tuning in for the first time. If you actually have any legitimate supplement, sports nutrition, training, nutrition, diet stuff, post that up and we'll answer it. In addition to all of the other shenanigans we go through.
general life advice that you're after, or just
We've got that too.
having trouble in your relationship, feel free to ask us.
Yeah. Child rearing advice, definitely go to Shane.
You know, also why is the best part of living with elderly neighbors that are around? Because they have dementia, so every day you are meeting new person, right?
You and Brooke have a special place in hell now.
Yeah. Brooke, we're going to the same place, so yeah.
Oh. Xandandito. So, I recently got a new job at a hospital. I start in 3 weeks. What are some
damn.
good anti-stress ingredients and their doses?
I would go with good old ashwagandha 666, as someone said on the internet.
666.
Yeah, 666. There's one expert that is preparing ashwagandha to how can I say, devil's herb or something. You know
Wait.
who I'm talking about.
The
Does
line
he-
an
does
expert?
he have- Does he have curly
Yeah.
hair?
Yes,
Oh, I saw a video on YouTube and it
that's
suggested,
the guy. That's the guy.
and it said the devil's herb. Was that it?
Yes, after Lion's Mane, he's now into ashwagandha, and he says that it can crush you big time. So he calls it not 66, but ashwagandha 666, KSM 666. So yeah,
I mean,
I'm
that
just
thing
gonna leave it like that. I'm not gonna comment this shit.
I don't agree with that.
But as far as the anti-stress, I'm currently using the Go-To Cola. 600 milligrams split into 3 dosages, and it's really, really great herb. So definitely give it a try. Xandandito.
Yeah. Some other. So you said Go-To Cola. You said ashwagandha. And there's a bunch of different forms of ashwagandha you can look at. So KSM 66 is a good one. Sensoril at the 250 milligram range. It's got a higher with analyte standardization.
the Shodan as well.
Shodan, yeah. You can look at Shodan. That's the other one. That's standardized for
That's the highest, isn't
30%?
it?
35% with analytes.
I don't remember exactly. I just know it's usually at 150 or something.
Yeah, you can go with that. You could also look at theanine, L-theanine in the 100 to 200 milligram range. You could look at Zembrin or Kana Ease at the 25 to 50 milligram range. I wouldn't stack all of these at once. Try one of them.
No.
More caffeine.
Try a couple of those standalones by themselves at first. And then maybe you could look into some of the kind of pre-built formulas or make up your own stack. I mean, you could look at Serenity by Glaxon, the Stress and Anxiety XT by SNS is another really good formula.
There aren't many advanced stress.
No.
Usually they tie in with the sleep supplements.
Yeah. One Up Nutrition has one that's in the works. That's coming out soon.
SNS got a good formula, Reduce 16.
Yeah, he was just saying, yeah.
Yeah, SNS. I love their stuff.
Yeah, huge fan, big fan.
Yeah, those are the main ones that come to mind off the top of my head right now. I'm trying to think if there's any other just standalone ingredients that might have some adaptogenic properties or any other anti-stress things. Taurine, kind of, because it's got some GABAergic properties, but I wouldn't consider that like my main stress-reducing ingredient off the top of my head.
You can use GABA, but not like in super higher dosages.
Yeah, like 500 maybe.
Yeah, 500 milligrams will be good.
I'd say Phenibut, but probably hard to get. That's good for anti-stress, though.
Yeah,
And
awesome.
definitely some mushrooms.
Yeah. Follow-up.
Nice work.
Job at the hospital has a 5K bonus. There you go, my man. 50% better pay. Damn. And full benefits, including them paying me to go back to school. Congrats.
More
Enjoy
cash
it.
for supplements. Hell yeah.
But not if you use the fat discount code at Apollon Nutrition.
Get even more. Your money goes even further. It goes as far as it does in Poland.
Buy in bulk
yes.
from Prometeus.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, man. I love that plug.
Brooke, Shane has been a healthy influence on weeding out the need for humans in life.
Priority for golden sinks. That's what's up. I showed you my golden sink the other week.
You did. You did not show the listeners, though, but you showed us.
It's because I'm sitting down. I don't want to have to get up.
I gotta say, it looks golden.
Just imagine a sink that's big and golden.
It's all that money.
I was explaining to people, it's the same price as the silver one. It's just no one wants a gold sink, and I decided to get it.
What does Nikki say about the gold sink? Was she in favor of it, or was she kind of ambivalent?
So I believe when I first pitched it to her, she thought I was a fucking idiot. But
okay,
she said I said that I wanted two sinks, like that division, and then like an incinerator.
Mm-hmm.
She said, I think that's ugly. And I was like, I'll tell you what, I won't get the incinerator if I get a golden one. And she said, deal. And I was like, fuck yeah.
So she doesn't like having a garbage disposal?
I don't know. I didn't ask. All I knew was I saw a golden sink and I went for it.
Do y'all have a garbage disposal in the house or no?
We have a garbage bin.
Yeah,
Bro,
but I'm saying the incinerator
You are
is
too
the garbage
American,
disposal.
bro. That's an American thing, right? You know this, right?
Yeah, I do.
That
So
whole-
you just have like a little mesh screen at the bottom of your drain so no food particulates or anything fall into the sink when you're washing dishes or anything?
This is an American thing. That little incinerator garbage, that's not common, and I would think most parts of the world outside of America. You can get
Okay.
it, but it's not common.
Right.
I
I'm
think
sure-
Lucas would.
But
know
do you
this.
have some kind of like little mesh filter in the hole in your sink? Do you have some kind of liner to make sure, say you're cleaning your plate and no bits of food go down the pipe? Or do you just wipe the plate completely clean in the garbage can before you start washing your dishes?
I just wash whatever the fuck I want in my sink. That's why I got it.
So what happens
Yeah,
when
shit.
if the sink gets clogged?
I've lived on this planet for 35 years, and I have never had that problem.
Okay.
I mean, the sink isn't like a giant hole. It's not like I'm gonna lose my fucking phone down it. It's like it's like a I don't know what you call, like a grill. It's not like a fine grill.
Bro,
It's just a regular
I'm
plug
sure
hole.
underneath he has a rat or something that's like eating all the scrapes or something.
You understand what I'm saying, don't you, Lucas?
Yeah,
I
man.
understand what you're saying, but
Yeah,
we've
but
only
we don't have that kind of luxury as you have in US.
yeah. We have like a plug hole, and it's got like 8 little holes in it,
Yeah.
and the water goes down there. If anything gets
That's the trick, right?
if anything gets through, I guess it can go down.
Well, yeah, that's what I was asking. So you have some kind of little filter over the hole in the sink.
It's not a filter.
no
It's just the
filter.
plug.
Yeah.
It's just a plug.
It filters out the solids instead of going down the sink. That's what the
Yeah,
definition
but
of
you
a
can't buy a plug without this. This is just what a pipe looks like. This is just what outside
There's
of your
just a
fancy
pipe.
America. This is just
Yeah.
what a plug is.
It's just a pipe.
But can you pull it out and so you can clean
No.
it and like get the
No.
shit out of it?
No! What the fuck?
What is wrong with you?
God.
This is good because we don't have Robert balancing out the Americans international. You're
Yeah.
fucking weird, okay?
Yeah, man.
You know the plug at the bottom of your shower?
Yes.
That's
US
what we have in the
On your
sink.
sink. Yeah, on the top of your sink. But is it removable
there's
so
no-
you can clean out some of the crap or anything if it gets stuck
Okay,
to it?
maybe we got different showers. I don't fucking know. You know what? I'm gonna Google plug hole. There you go. Google fucking plug hole and see what the rest of the world suggests. Just Google it. See what comes up. See what fancy ass filter you get.
All right, here we go.
There we go.
Plug hole.
Go images. That's a fucking plug hole.
Yes.
Okay.
There's no filter. There's
That's the
no.
one I have in my home.
Do I see any filters? Nah. I see the most common images for plug hole, and they are not what Robert's talking about.
Well, this is by definition a filter. It's filtering out stuff. It's not.
Yes, but you're saying pull it out. That's part of the plug. That's part of the sink. That's just what it is.
Okay. But I'm also saying they have other
You're
things.
scrolling too far. You're scrolling
Right,
too
like,
far.
see this thing, you can pull this out of the sink and then it just leads to an actual just open hole like you would see here.
Yes, but a lot of sinks have just that thing at the top. That's why it's at the top, because it's the most popular, Robert. Deal with it.
I'm just curious to see how sinks work around the globe.
See those
you
holes?
sink
If
shaming
anything
me now?
gets go up to the top. If anything gets through those holes, it's allowed to go down the sink. As far as I know, that's the rule. If it fits.
Do you
the
have a
glove
hot
fits,
and a cold? Do you have, like, can your water get hot
oh,
in
for
New
fuck
Zealand
it.
too?
Look, bro, just because we don't have a plug filter, it doesn't mean we don't have hot and cold water. What is wrong with you? That was like I had this, who we were talking to, it's probably 2-3 years ago. We were talking to Chris from Inspired.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife brought up the story, and she said, "Oh my God, we're talking to this American brand one time, and we told him we're from New Zealand, and we pulled out our phones, and we have like Android phones, and he said, why don't you? He says, do you not have iPhones in New Zealand? Like very seriously and calmly, and we were like, he's obviously said this because he thinks like we're so far behind.
Yeah.
And I was like, this would have been iPhone 7 at the time, iPhone 8. So yes. We had iPhone 1, whatever.
Yeah.
But he just assumed, and then Nikki was telling Chris this story, and I said, and she was like, I just can't believe that the way he spoke is as if, like, New Zealand, like these countries outside of it didn't have iPhones. And I said to Nikki, I said, you need to be quiet, because it was actually Chris who told you that. He asked us, we went to dinner with him like 5 years prior. He's like, oh, you don't have iPhones in New Zealand? Like, concerned. And I was like, no, bro. This is more phones than iPhone. I was like, dude, that's
I wouldn't Google plug hole. Yeah, that could have been dangerous.
I googled it first for you because
Well, thank you. Well, you have to follow the rule. You have to share your screen whenever you look up something. That's
that's only for the host. That's only for the host. That's not me.
$5 donation from Brooke. Thank you, Brooke. Donation towards bringing Robbie back on the stream. I get that he's the first to go with budget cuts, but he brings so many emotions. That he does.
He makes it a more well-rounded podcast.
He does make it well-rounded. We're also happy and positive, and Robbie is the angry Russian. So it balances out. It takes one Robbie to equal for the three of us. The three of us to outweigh the Robbie. However we want to look at it.
Hopefully they've got roads in Krakow by the time I get there.
You know what's funny? I asked Lars what he thought about Robic, and he only said he wasn't angry, but he was really direct.
He's very direct. Oh my God. Okay. All right, guys. Last call for any other comments or questions you knuckleheads in the audience have for us. Or otherwise,
by the way,
Lucas get off to bed.
No, it's like 10 minutes till 9, so that's
Yeah, but aren't you your bedtime like 8:15?
Yeah, I'm going back around 9, but today is the Prague Pro. So,
oh yeah.
One eye. I'm watching the stream right now, so it's like one eye is like here and the other eye is over there. So yeah.
Is Czech Republic, is it open?
Well.
Oh, okay.
I was supposed to go, but I've heard that there was no expo, as it was like many years straight. So I talked with a few of my partners there, and they said that there is a big mandate as far as like masks and so on. So and the traveling is pretty difficult. So I decided not to go. But they changed the venue, so this year it's in Hilton Hotel. So that's
Still must be pretty easy to get in the country though, right?
Yeah, it's easier, that's for sure. But you don't have to they don't check your passport as far as like COVID and so on. So that's good.
That's my favorite city in the world.
Prague.
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 Why is it? Do the history, the architecture, the people, the food? It's not the food.
I don't know. Like
it's cheap.
Poland was very similar. Like I felt that people don't. When you walk down the streets in like most places, people look at you or Like you get the
Did they do
sense
the
that they
turn, though? Did they do the turn?
no, but see, this is the best part. In
Watch
like
out for
most
your words,
countries,
man.
they like you get the sense that people are very nosy around the world.
Mhm.
But in Prague and Poland, which makes sense because Poland's right next door, you get the sense that they just like that doesn't cross their mind. Like, oh, what's that person doing? What's this? But they just like, and then if you approach them and say something, they're all very nice. Like in
Bro,
Prague,
they
people would
always
just
mind their own business.
yeah, they mind their own business, but it's not a rude thing. They just mind their own business because they whatever. And then when you talk to them, they're always very nice. And when we were in Prague, it was just like a very nice atmosphere. So it was just yeah. And Krakow again was very similar,
Yeah.
but cheaper, I would think, a little bit cheaper.
It's cheaper because we have zloty, not euro. Different conversions.
Is there a
Oh.
reason why they didn't change to euro? It just seems like just come on, guys. Everybody use the euro. It makes it way easier.
Hell yeah, man. Inflation will kill us.
They're maintaining their independence.
Bro, especially how much we are earning, it will kill Polish people.
But then in some countries, though, like they accept euro anyway.
In Poland, we also accept.
That's the weirdest thing for me is they just accept the euro and then they just go off like a their exchange rate. I will
Yeah.
take 10 this and €8. Like it's like they just make it up. There's no specific calculation. There's
That's why they're that polite, you know.
and I'm like, he seemed so casual. Was that a good rate or was that shit? I don't know.
Yeah.
I wanted to pull this up. I saw this news story come up, and I have a tub of Cannibal Ferox here at the house. It's their cherry cola flavor, I think. And the only, I mean, outside of there's a little spelling error there.
Oh, he spelled it wrong.
But this magic ingredient, this theophylline or theophylline, however you want to say it, is a magical stimulant. It's not technically a dietary supplement,
Freaking monster.
but it's really good. I like the way this feels. Even at a half scoop, the energy on this just goes and goes and goes.
Yeah, man.
Thermal one is pretty strong. Have either of y'all tried this product or just this stimulant in general?
Yes.
I mean, you don't need to ask Lukasz, do you?
Was that yes to both, Lucas, or just the ingredient?
Both.
Of course. I, as far as I know, I haven't. Maybe I have tried a few. I don't think so, though. None comes to mind.
Yeah. If you can get your hands on a tub of this, Shane, go for it.
Well,
it feels
unfortunately
great.
for me, Poland probably could, you put cocaine on the label, it might just fire on through.
Not so much.
I've got
Yeah.
like 3 tubs of it here in my home. So when Shane will be here in Poland, we're definitely gonna scoop it up.
Because Yohimbene's banned in New Zealand. Alpha Yohimbene equally banned.
Yeah.
L-Dopa, Mucuna pruriens, that's banned.
Is it?
Yeah.
Dude, that's a bummer. That's another ingredient I like.
And so I have to assume that theophylline probably not on the okay list as well.
What about how to sample? Like, if a brand wants to send you a little sample baggie of something, is that going to get just taken out of the box if there's no
I
ingredient?
don't know what the
label on it or
rules are
anything?
because people have sent me beta sample tubs before, but they didn't. But I don't get sent them that often, so I don't know if maybe like they were sent in an odd tub or like an odd package where customs didn't look at it.
Yeah.
But usually they ask for the product name,
Mhm.
like, and they make you write it on the box, and then they can look it up and say like look online. But I've had a few sample packets, but I don't really know what the rules are. I would assume maybe they don't want you to like resell it, and obviously if it's blank tub, maybe it's not going to be resold.
Yeah.
But yeah, because those beta sample tubs, I don't know. I don't know what the rules are. Because you obviously have to be able to get in a sample tub to test
Right.
if you're a brand that makes overseas or something. I don't really know.
Yeah.
I don't get many of them.
Interesting. Yeah, but this is good. I mean, it's not much on pump, but energy and focus, you're feeling good and flying high for a considerable amount. And I've only ever done up to a half scoop. I've never gone a full scoop because even TJ said the full scoop it will fuck you up.
I'm trying to remember.
Full scope is definitely a goat. Really.
So what is?
Yeah, it's really good. Energy for days, basically. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, they got it in the new Chemex Pre.
Yeah. And to my knowledge, there's
That's-
only one manufacturer that's using this ingredient. I'm pretty sure they both use the same one.
Yeah, that's the only one that I can seem to find that I would recognize.
Which flavor you've got, Robert? From Chemical?
I have the cherry cola one.
Cherry cola.
Yeah. The straw bloody crush would probably be good. I would have to imagine.
I mean, this thing's been
I don't
around.
remember trying it.
This one's been around for years, hasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, some things,
the first one? Yeah.
Resets in their
I remember-
pre-workout.
Yeah, it's in their pre-work, the sequel.
Yep.
I like how in brackets it's just natural.
Natural hand. It might be. Might not be. It might be.
No, I'm just saying, like, nowhere else on the label they've got natural than that one ingredient.
It's
In
natural.
case you're wondering, it is natural. Just so you know.
Yeah.
I thought that would have... Isn't that one of the ones that falls into that same kind of area as hygienine and hortamine? They would need, like, an NDI sort of thing.
Yeah, but theophylline actually has been a prescription in the United States before.
Oh, okay, so...
Like, in like the 50s and 60s, it was a prescription for asthma and certain things like that.
I find those... Like, I understand the idea behind it, but I also find it such a strange rule. Like, if it was used in a medicine, even
Yeah.
if that medicine ceased to exist, you can't use it in a supplement.
Yeah, it's the rules and regulations around what constitutes a dietary supplement's a little wacky. I also think, and this is just a personal complaint I have, is the whole structure function claims. If I have a study showing me that 6 grams of citrulline can cure erectile dysfunction, why can't I say this supplement, XYZ supplement has been shown to have benefits on erectile dysfunction? You can't say that, though, even though there was a study using that exact same dose. Or just something like that. You can't make those claims, and I don't understand it. Or even in like the product write-up, you won't even say, even if you don't say my product cures X, Y, and Z, or heals this, or fixes that, you can't even say, supports healthy blood sugar regulation, even though you have a study showing a couple of ingredients would do that. Something like, citrulline, grapeseed extract, olive leaf extract. It's just,
America's like a very, like you guys are very like pharmaceutical
extremely
dominated kind of thing though. So I guess with that much money, they're like, hey man,
yeah.
we're the big guys, supplements are shit.
Yeah. Well, that's probably why there was that big crackdown on NAC in 2020, and everybody thought it was going away just because it is very powerful for a wide variety of things.
What's the situation with NAC nowadays in the US?
I don't think there's
it's
ever
still
a
being
problem.
sold. Last I talked to Mark at NutriBio, they sell it standalone, and he said they haven't gotten any cease or desist letters, or it's not going away or anything.
As
The
expected.
rules sound like they're made by an opposition to the supplement, and like they don't sound like someone who's come up with a rule that makes sense, like to a broad spectrum. It sounds like someone who hates supplements has said, "Well, you're not going to use this because it was in a medicine 50 years ago."
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't seem like a very blanket, smart or I don't know, obvious rule. It just seems a lot of those things seem a bit, I don't know.
Oh, it's like just the advisory list with hygenamine and hordenine. They put them on the advisory list, even though they're not willing to fund research to show if they are safe, are they effective, or anything else like that. Let's just put them on there. And Amazon and PayPal just stop supporting the brands and stuff.
To their credit, the advisory list was a very smart tool. They're like, hey, we're going to create a list. It's called the advisory list. It has potentially dangerous ingredients. They may be illegal. They may not. We're looking into them right now. And they come out with this list, and everyone loses their shit, and they don't add to it for like 2 years, and everyone just clears out of that ingredient, and then they come out and be like, actually, there's only 2 wrong. You just need an NDI. Like, and they do all these things, like, it was from their perspective, it was very smart. If you want an ingredient taken off, all they had to do was say, "We're looking into this."
Yeah.
They might not. It was very strategic on their part.
Brooke, thank you for the stream. Thank you for always tuning in, Brooke, and for the $5 donation. I literally took the Chemix Nootropic this morning.
Yeah, man.
I really like it. The formula's solid. I mean, everything Brian does, the Gorilla Chemist, is his formulas. He's a sharp guy. He's got that biochemistry background similar to like Joey at Glaxon. They understand stuff at the molecular level that few people ever have any interest or can get to that level of knowledge and understanding of how the different molecules work in the body.
He's one of those guys that just makes you feel dumb, right? I've spoken to him like just when you think you know some shit, you speak to him, you're like, oh, okay, so I am stupid. My wife's right. I don't know anything.
It certified it.
Yeah.
I still need to learn.
You're just
you actually made the time to stop and talk to Brian, so he's worth your time for stopping and talking to. You didn't just blow past him, right?
See, here's the thing. Like I said, like in Poland and Czech Republic, right? They're not being rude by not acknowledging you or minding their own business. That's not rude. But you could perceive it as being rude. Me walking past someone and not wanting to stop and talk to them.
Yeah.
I'm not. They might perceive it as rude. I just don't want to talk to you. I still like you. I just don't want to talk to you. No big deal.
That's fine. If you make eye contact with somebody when they're walking down the road, do you do like the head nod, the hand wave, or something like that? Even if you don't want to talk to them, but it's mutually understood. Like you're just walking past somebody, and you kind of do the little head nod.
It depends. If they see me, and whatever they do, I have to equal. So if they nod, I nod. If they wave, I wave. If they don't do anything, then I nod.
Okay.
I go for bare minimum. I'm not looking at burning extra calories here. Okay, this is just a nod.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
It's just how it is.
All right, gents. We've put a dent in the time as well. Do you want to handle the outro, Shane?
Nah, I feel like you can do the outro.
You're always doing an awesome job, Shane.
Yeah, I think you're the best.
Flattery's not going to get you out of this.
Where's
I'm
Sridhar?
not you, you're not Sridhar.
I need Sridhar's positivity.
All right, thank you all for tuning in. As always, we appreciate you joining. And the three of us knuckleheads. Maybe we'll allow Robbie back into the clubhouse next week. We'll see. We'll see if he behaves himself and doesn't get in any more fights throughout this week. If you like what we're doing here, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when we go live each and every week. And if you like what we're doing and you want to support the podcast more, leave a 5-star review on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, or any other podcast perusing platform. That helps us climb up in the almighty algorithm that dictates anything and everything to which we are exposed these days. And Sridhar coming in under the buzzer. Don't forget to subscribe to the Supplement Engineer podcast, available on Supplement Engineer YouTube channel, to get industry-leading supplement news.
People can read. It's okay.
Not if they're listening on audio only. Don't forget to subscribe to the Stack.
Shane, remember, I was the first.
Yeah. That was the only reason I did a podcast, because you kept fucking asking for it.
I was the first. So, all you out there, go.
Sridhar, don't forget to subscribe to the Stacked podcast to get industry-leading supplement news.
Or visit the site every day. Twice a day. Maybe 3.
Sign up for notifications, too.
Maybe just open on your phone and just look away and just tap things.
There you go. Gives him more screen time. That helps all the ad space and everything. Yeah. So, all right, my friends. Good time as always. We'll see you all next week on the Final Scoop.
Thank you.